What up, guys? The John Scott is here to give his famous gig on his comedy show and also to raise awareness on the mental health stigma. So, let's check it out.
I like the enthusiastic man. Hail Mary. Good. So that was great. Welcome, everybody. Hello, I'm John. I'm going to do a show. It's an hour stand-up about mental health and other stuff, worldly stuff as well. You might think you've never suffered from depression, but if you ever listen to an entire fucking Adele album, you've been subjected to somebody's depression, like, you know? And it was like, why? And by the way, I know the show's about serious stuff, right? But I've been a comedian for 19 years. I'll keep it balanced, you know? And I must admit, if I was a young person right now, doing a job on less than minimum wage, on a 0 hours contract, working 70 hours a week, no hope of a house, trying to pay off 50 grand's worth of student debt, probably going to lose the NHS, I'd pretend there's a fucking unicorn as well. And my wife said to me, she says, by the way, don't you get pissed and start banging on the Egyptians about revolutions, because I'm Scottish, we've got quite romantic ideas about revolutions, you know. We're shit at them, but we've got romantic ideas about them, right? Has anybody ever been to Edinburgh? Give us a cheer. Did you hear the 1 o'clock gun when you were there? Every day in Edinburgh we fire a cannon at 1 o'clock, right? Really loud. Well, I don't know why, for reasons best known to yourself, you know. Boom, it's 1 o'clock. What's that?
People are deaf.
People are deaf, absolutely, but not you. So yeah, it's weird the way that our brains affect us, right? And but my delusions come with delusions of grandeur, right? Or I think I'm on a special mission, or I'm on the centre of a global conspiracy. If you think about it, delusions of grandeur, thinking on a special mission, that just describes half the people that are in charge of the world right now, right? It does. It's like the world right now has been taken over by a bunch of shite James Bond villains, right? The most powerful man on the planet is a what's-it-coloured used car salesman, right? I did that joke at the Fringe and I was heckled by a Conservative. A guy just stood up and went, oh yeah, where's the money coming from, eh? Where's the money coming from? To which I replied, fucking you, right? You're going to pick on hard-working people like me. I went, no, not people like you, but the sound of your accent, just fucking you know? You sound like you've got enough stashed away in Panama that we can fix the NHS, travel to Mars and buy everybody Crocs, right? So, pay some tax, you fuckers, right?
Here with the man right now, John Scott.
Hi.
Now, this is the first gig you've ever done in Northumbria, isn't it?
Not entirely true, actually. No, I've done comedy nights here before, but it's the first gig, me being a student in Northumbria, that I've done here. It's been quite hard work building up to this, because your students yourselves were on to the second semester, which is the one that's like, bloody hell. I think everybody flies in that first semester. Second semester, you're drawing up on the energy reserves. It's hard. I've discovered it's hard being a student.
It is. Even a middle age, it's still hard.
Yeah, it's hard, man.
There's been a lot of talk about male mental health in particular. For males, when they walk into their first day of uni, their first day of work, they act all bravado, like, oh yeah, look at this. Like, what would you say about that?
It's a hard thing. It's a hard thing for I mean, look, males, man, in Scotland, Scottish males, my dad types and that, we don't talk about this stuff. We have a patriarchal society that does not encourage being open about this kind of thing, which is not good for men or women, particularly not good for women, but patriarchy is not good for men either, you know, so that whole be a man, you know, pull yourself together. Yeah. Pull yourself together is bullshit, you know? You can't pull yourself together if you're ill.
While you're growing up, like, from your mental health issues, has that ever affected your dating life?
My dating life? Well, fuck because, yeah. Like, this woman was studying a PhD at the time, so you think she was smart. And she asked me to marry her. And, like, I didn't ask... do you know when she asked me to marry her? And I went, yeah. Right, and I ran away to the we were in a I ran away to the bathroom. I was in the mirror going, I don't want to marry her. Yeah. Right, but I was too nice a guy, right? And I was like, well, and then I fell in love with her. And then, because I was getting a bit quirky, she ran away with an accountant, like, you know, so my mental health, that was the big trauma in my life that's set everything rolling. So she knew nothing of my diagnosis. Yeah. You have to understand that it would come in waves. And in the early days, it would be like 2 years of nothing. And then it would come back. So my wife that I'm married to now, she'd been with me for 2 years of nothing, had no idea that anything was acutely wrong with me, and then it exploded over a month, like, you know, an acute mental illness. It was terrifying for her. It was terrifying for her. But she saw through it and she stuck with me. It doesn't break up relationships. Sometimes it brings relationships together.
There's always this myth that, like, apparently Southerners, like, they're the ones who can actually succeed in life. Going on LinkedIn, there's always job offers on London. As a pure Northerner yourself, Scotland, and you live in Newcastle, like, what tips would you give for people in the North, like, to actually get them far in life?
Okay, it's interesting what you say, because people say to me, why are you not a famous comedian? It's like, well, because I don't have the London connection, because London, there's 4 agents that dictate every bit of comedy you see on telly. 4 agents dictate it. They've got the production companies, everything. So if you're not with one of those London agencies, forget it. Being in the North, I have worked as a professional comedian for 13 years, came here, I'm still a professional comedian. I don't need the telly and the radio or that stuff I've paid my way up. I paid for my wife to go through university through the money I make for comedy, so I'm all right. So if you're in the North, stick with the North, and you can be a big fish in a smaller pond up here, so you got talent, you really got to stand out up this way. And I don't just mean that in the arts community. And whatever you do, you don't have to go away elsewhere. We're an exciting area. Yeah, we've got our problems, but we produce real talent here.
Would you consider yourself as a grounded to reality comedian? It's your background that really distinguishes you to your comedy style?
It's a great question. Look, you watch Live at the Apollo and you get a bunch of guys who are talking about how they're an everyday bloke. I'm an everyday bloke, and let's do an exciting routine about a trip to B&Q. And I just think, kill yourselves, right? Whereas you get a real person. You get a real person with me. You get exciting viewpoints in that. I'm not in vogue. The type of comedy I do isn't in vogue. But when I started as a comedian, the comedians that influenced me, that was the vogue. And if you watch American comedy, what I do is all over America. So what I do, I'm kind of ahead of the curve in this country at the moment. Most comedians in Britain right now that are famous are more businessmen than they are comedians, right?
There's no glitz and glamour with you, like you're a real man.
Glamour. I'm a real man. I have slept in bus stations to be able to do this as a job, but I don't have to do that anymore. You got to have a bit of drive to turn it into a job. It's harder now because much of the clubs have shut down. I'm all right. People know me, so I get plenty of employment. Yeah. I'm lucky, but then I made my own luck. I worked really hard to do this as well. Yeah.
That's the message you want to get across.
Yeah, work hard, and you can do what you want to do. And look, and I did it with a serious mental health condition.
Before we finish off, I want you to rate my joke. You are a comedian. So my sister didn't believe me when I said that I can make a car out of spaghetti. But then you should have seen the look on her face when she saw me, when she saw me drove past her.
That's all right. I like silly jokes like that. No, I like silly jokes like that. What's brown and sticky?
What?
A stick.
Oh no, I'm done. This is a wrap up. This has been John Scott, and
I'm back. Okay, it's been a delight to be at Northumbria.
See you later.